Hello everyone, welcome to Fijian Investment Trader, known as Fijian Traders. This is Mr. Singh. NVDA, ticker symbol NVDA. What a day we just had started off. As I usually don't do this video, I always do it at the end of it. But why did I started doing a video? And I have a lot to cover. News came up, and I want to make sure that I share with you guys right away. But before I go on a technical side, you can clearly see that today we just opened up high of 924, and right now we are sitting at about $870. We had a pullback. What's the reason behind it? Because there's a fear in the market on deferred talking, right? So a couple good news and bad news. I usually cover everything on that, either the good, the bad, the great, the happy, or the sad, whatever you call it. And I keep it real with you guys. So NVIDIA set to unreveal its latest chip and AI stock. NVIDIA Frizzy Artificial has come to this. Chief Executive Henson expected to unveil the company's latest chip on Monday in the Sports Arena event. The thing is still going on. But why do we have a pullback, right? It's nothing to do with the news today regarding that, but I'll cover why we're having a pullback. So Mark, and I put on my previous video, keep an eye, because Monday today is a good day for Nvidia in terms of the company's growth. Granted, it's not what we're looking, why we're having a pullback, which I'll cover in a bit. So the customer partners events, a big company descending in the SP Center on the home of where it's going to be event, right? So it's still going on, and I'll do a live update when I get more information on that. Hosting an AL stock, growing the conference confidence. Nvidia kicks off the annual GDP. It's big news covering it. So I'm not gonna go too much depth on it. This is the one I'm worried about. Is Nasdaq raises ahead of Fed any meetings. This article came in the morning, and guess what, we're already having a pullback. What was the reason? Because it's a couple things, and enthusiasm over artificial intelligence is helping to lift the stock again. Nvidia is a big blue collar, is helping the Nasdaq to have money, where Tesla used to do the same as well. Shares of Albert shares have immediate shares of Alphabet rose sharply after the media reported suggested Google Genie engine could be used in iPhones. Nvidia stock edged up, and the company unveils its latest chip on the ALF stock. On Wednesday, investors will be focused on Fed's signal on potential rate cuts after the inflation data came is above expectation of last week. We're gonna have a roller coaster day on Wednesday when the Fed is about to speak. And what we had on the last meeting, we did had the pullback came on all pretty much on the stock market. Dow Jones was down, and I'll cover on the video as well where we at with the Nasdaq right now. But the meeting coming up on Wednesday is very critical, very critical, because of a potential cuts. I know we've been hearing about potential cuts, but inflation data was above the expectation, meaning there is a cut coming, and they have a plan on cutting in on May. So you might see some fear in the market, some pullback of that. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here loading my call options. I'm very coming close to my call option on my buy. So I'm keeping only one thing is my call options, because I will lock profit as soon as it comes very close to where it's about to go. More pullbacks coming in, which I really don't see it. But on the first marking coming up, I got to be very careful locking my option call profit. I'm okay holding it over here on Nvidia on my regular stock. So 635 on that. So something to keep an eye. Not a final advisor. This is what my plan is, what I'm trying to do when it's coming towards to that area where I'm going to be holding or selling it, but definitely holding my shares. Call options, I got to be very smart and strategic play, lock profits if I see a potential drop coming before Wednesday or on Wednesday. Where we at on the technical side, so I did mention on my previous video that I released over the weekend, and I talked about these key levels and why I am so confident. Look at this pink line. This is a, let's go back to the one day, and we can see we opened up with really 924. The yellow is my WAP line, which I use on my day trading as well, and blue line is the 60 day, and the pink line is the 200 day. My support level, which I did in my technical analysis, was sitting at $898.07. You can clearly see that acted as a support and then got destroyed. Now we had this downtrend coming in, and the blue line, which is the 60 day, is on Monday, is going to be a massive resistance to break. it takes a big news to come out on the conference call to push the price all the way up high, right over here. So once we had this crossover, any day you see a crossover, even there on the day trade, if you're doing it, some of the technicals, what everybody has a different pattern on doing it. Mine is different as well, but you can clearly see it is a downtrend right now. Like I said, the news coming up will give investors a lot of confidence moving forward in terms of how NVIDIA's new latest chip is going to be. And it looks promising. It looks really promising in my books on that, but you never know. So the key levels, nothing changes. $974 are the next one, and the 934, and now 898 is our resistance level. We broke through on that. Right now we're sitting below, and the blue line, which is my 60-day on the 1 month, it's sitting at $884. This is the one that I wanted to keep, I want to share with you guys, is on my 1 month, right? Is the pink line. You can clearly see that that is the strongest support level if you are a bull, which is sitting at $868.14. It's going to be most likely will be tested if we don't get good news, and then it will be a bounce off. I like how we're trading a little bit on the sideways, right? I really like, even though we went high on that, and now from the low of 845, the highs of 934. So we've been kind of trading this is sideways, which I like it, and taking along this moving average. We break through this moving average, then something we gotta keep an eye as investors. What is the next drop, right? So if it comes broke that a $868, we break that, then your next support level is going to be shifting all the way back to $824. So something to keep very, very carefully on that. Do I see it pulling it? Right now I don't, because of the latest news coming up, which looks really, really promising. But on the same time, you have Feds also talking on the inflation and the cut on that, and we're looking at Nasdaq, right? I'm gonna shift the gear. Nasdaq for today, it's, you can clearly see that this is Nasdaq for today. We gapped up beautifully, and then we were taking along this moving average, and we broke through on that. So, and even on the Nasdaq on the crossover is as well over here, and NVDA is a big part of that too. But you can clearly see that Nasdaq is pulling back as well from the highs of today, but we kept it beautifully from all the way up here today, but we couldn't sustain it. But the reversal what I'm looking at is coming up very, very quickly on this side once the news comes out. Also, something to keep an eye is what's the next. Do I still feel confident on having it break out to all the way to 1,200? Absolutely. This is what I'm looking at my chart right now. It is creating a bull flag pattern right here, where it's going to be going up, now trades sideways, and makes the generation another step high on that. I am very confident it is going to be 1,200 by April. Yes, I said it, by April on that, because the company is very, very strong on that. But the only thing is scaring me right now, it's on the Wednesday's news. What is ever gonna come on that is if they come back and the Feds makes up some other changes on that, Mr. Jerry Powell's team, then something we got to be very careful on that. But you can clearly see that 5-day, when we have this massive, now we created up, but today we couldn't hold it, folks. We couldn't hold it, and you can see that all the way to $862 is something to keep an eye. Right now, before I'm gonna let you guys go, thank you for watching. I really don't do that, but I have a lot of plans coming up after later in the evening in terms of my investment. So I want to make sure I share with you guys what I'm thinking, what I'm looking going on that. But Wednesday the video is coming up after the Feds talk about it, but I wanted to share with you guys during the market opened up. Just be careful, because Feds is talking, and it can have some a pullback more on that. But I really don't see it. Like I said, I really don't see it, NVIDIA coming all the way to $824. But if Feds said something negative on that, it is coming around that level to something we gotta keep an eye. And I want to share with you guys what I'm doing with my portfolio, why I'm going to be selling my shares on that. I'm still holding a major part on my one of the biggest portfolio I ever did on any stock, and that's why I'm very confident on that. So keep an eye of $824, but before that is definitely is going to be sitting right over here on the 3-month chart, which is going to be um, sorry, yeah, $824 is one, because we already broke one of those right here, and we are taking along this support right here, which is 868. So 868 is one. The next one is 824, even though there's a big gap on that, and something to keep an eye. But I'm very confident the way we're tagging along time and time looks good to me. Yeah. So once again, thank you for watching it. Next video is coming on Wednesday. Please don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and turn on the notification. I really, really appreciate you guys supporting it. It means a lot to me, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.